Hello, my peeps, and welcome to another edition of yours truly, P to the fourth power. Swag. Let's take a moment to go through your MSAs.
Homework site, fourth book, page 67, problem 7, candidate. Don't forget your ESC review packet is due on Tuesday of next week. I've conveniently finished the VM work problems 1 through 10 from your ESC review packet in Blackboard. Check it out. Be there. Be square.
There is tutoring after school today with yours truly, Mr. Wilkes. We'll keep an eye out for our week 8 EOC scores and your 5-question district quiz will be next Tuesday.
Today's podcast is going to be on lesson 6.5, solving absolute value equations. Let's get this show started. What is absolute value? That is a very good question.
Good job.
Absolute value is simply how far a number is from 0. Absolute value is simply the distance that a number is from 0. So let's take a look at an example. On a number line here, if we ask you to find the absolute value of -4, absolute value is going to be the lines right here. That's our symbol for absolute value. So basically, if I ask you the absolute value of -4, I'm simply saying how many spaces is -4 from 0? Well, on a number line, we should be able to see that -4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces or 4 units from 0. So we say the absolute value of -4 is 4 because -4 is 4 spaces from 0. Likewise, if I ask you to find the absolute value of +4, I put my lines here, that's my absolute value, of +4. Sometimes the book or the EOC may write it like this because 4 and +4 are the same number. So I'm simply asking you, how far is +4 from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4 units or 4 spaces. So the absolute value of +4 is 4 because +4 is 4 spaces from 0. So you should be able to see that 2 answers for this work, -4 and +4. Why? They are both 4 units from 0 or 4 spaces from 0. Please write on your paper the absolute value of x minus 3, absolute value equals 8. And we're going to solve this absolute value equation. Remember, it's an equation because it has an equal sign. Also, if you write this equation down, absolute value ax plus b, absolute value equals c. What that simply means is a is the coefficient in front of the variable. We should remember by now that this problem has an invisible coefficient of 1. So here's my invisible coefficient of 1. So in this problem, a would be 1. X is simply x or whatever variable is here. B in this problem would be -3 or the integer behind the variable, and C in this problem is going to be 8. C is the number after the equal sign. So how are we going to solve an absolute value equation? Easy. We are going to rewrite the equation as 2 equations. Remember on our last slide we said there were 2 possible answers for absolute value, a -4 and a +4. So we are going to rewrite the equation as 2 separate equations, and this is what I mean. We're going to take our absolute value x minus 3, absolute value equals 8, and we are going to write it with two different answers. One of our answers is going to be positive, so we'll take this 8 and we'll make it positive, and we're going to rewrite the problem x minus 3 equals, we're going to take this 8 and we're going to make it negative. So basically you take the equation, rewrite it twice so that it has a positive answer and it has a negative answer. Now, easy peasy, we're just going to solve the two equations. My equation on the left, I add 3 to both sides. These cancel. I get x equals 11. My equation on the right, I again add 3 to both sides, but remember, this is a negative 8. A negative 8 and a positive 3 gives me negative 5. So I have two answers. X can be equal to 11 or positive 11. X can also be equal to negative 5. Now, let's check our answers. First answer I'm going to put in is we found that x could be 11. So I'm going to substitute, plug and chug, put in 11 for x. I'm going to do what's inside the absolute value first because that's kind of like doing what's inside the parentheses first for PEMDAS. 11 minus 3 is going to give me 8, and I have my absolute value symbol. This is simply saying, how far is 8 from 0? Eight is 8 spaces from 0. So you should be able to see that that one checks. Now let's check it for negative 5. This time I'm going to put in negative 5 for x. A negative 5 and a negative 3 gives me negative 8. And b, we said that negative 5 and negative 3 gives you negative 8. Absolute value symbols. This is simply saying if you were at negative 8, how many spaces from 0 would you be? You would also be 8 spaces from 0. So you can see that both solutions work. Alright, thanks for watching. It's pretty easy. See ya.